How to install Kodi on Fire TV Stick or Fire TV Stick. Step 1. First, we need to get hold of an app that will let us directly download the Kodi app installer file. There are a few of these, but the one we'll use is simply called Downloader. It's free, and it has a bright orange logo if you want to hunt for it manually. The quickest way to find it, if you have a mic-enabled Fire TV Stick, is to just speak into the remote while holding down the microphone button, saying Downloader will bring it up instantly. If your Fire TV isn't voice-enabled, it's quickest to use the text search, as sifting through categories can take an age. Go to the home screen display, press the up key on the remote so the navigation tabs are selected, then press the left key to get to the universal search area. Type in Downloader and the app will pop up in the results. Now just click through and install the app. Step 2. Enable sources. The next part is where we get serious, enabling downloads of apps from unknown sources. By unknown sources, the Fire TV simply means any apps that are not from the Amazon App Store. This is an important security feature, but it needs to be disabled before you can install Kodi, as it's not available directly from Amazon. Select the nav tabs from the home screen by pressing up, and scroll right to reach Settings. From this menu, select Device. Next, pick Developer Options and you should see a sub-menu that includes the entry apps from unknown sources. Select it, making sure it reads on underneath. The disclaimer we need to make here is that if you're going to start downloading apps from outside the Amazon store, make sure you're not doing so from anywhere dodgy. Android apps can harbor viruses and malware, so download from official developer sites where possible. It's what we'll be doing next. Step 3. Next up, we just need to boot up Downloader. This bit barely needs an instruction, as when you install an app you should see it pop up at the top of one of your app's feeds. If it doesn't, just long press, around 2 seconds, the home button to get to the system shortcut menu. Select Apps, and you'll see all the apps you have installed. This is one thing Amazon Fire OS doesn't do that well, actually putting your apps at your fingertips. Step 4. Enter the. Now we in Downloader. This is an app that lets you download apps and other files through a browser-like interface because Fire TV doesn't actually have its own Chrome, Safari-style internet app. On the app's initial page you'll see a white box into which you can type a URL. Select it and type in. Step 5. If you typed in the URL correctly, you should now see a web page appear in the Downloader app. Scroll down using the remote's D-pad to find the green Android robot and select it. On the next page, you'll see all the available Android install builds. There are quite a few, and the one to pick depends on the version of Fire TV or Fire TV Stick you have. The very first generation of Fire TV and Stick have 32-bit CPUs, so you'll want to choose the ARM version labeled 32-bit. If you have a newer version, pick the ARM 64-bit build. On this page, you'll see release and nightly versions of Kodi, for both 32-bit and 64-bit versions. We recommend going for the release version, which will have fewer bugs. The other nightly type may be newer, but it's a work in progress. Select the right build and your file will start downloading. It's an 87 megabytes file, with the version we're using. Once finished, Downloader will automatically attempt to install it, making an installer prompt pop up. Press down on the D-pad to get to the install button at the bottom of this page. Once the install is complete, don't head right back to the home screen but let the process take you back into the Downloader app. You'll see an option to delete the install file, which will free up a little space. We don't need it anymore. Step 6. Get Kodi. Pat yourself on the back, you just installed Kodi on your Fire TV. It should now appear in the Recent section on the home page.